things which hinders revival is sin.
Ni dhambi.
Isaiah chapter 59 verse 1 to 2.
Isaiah 59 mstari wa kwanza hadi wa pili.
Soma. Sin.
Dhambi. Isaiah 59 mstari wa kwanza hadi wa pili. Hakika mkono wa Bwana si mfupi hata usiweze kuokoa, wala sikio lake si zito hata lisiweze kusikia. Lakini maovu yenu yamewatenga ninyi na Mungu wenu, dhambi zenu zimewaficha ninyi uso wake ili asisikie.
Pray that God will help us.
Baba Mungu atatusaidia.
Because sin has dominated.
Sababu dhambi imetawala.
Even in the kingdom.
Hata katika ufalme.
Even in our churches.
Hata katika makanisa.
Sin has dominated.
Dhambi imetawala.
Even in the praise and worship.
Hata katika kikundi cha
sin has dominated.
Dhambi imetawala.
Even in the lives of men of God.
Hata kwa maisha.
Sin has dominated.
Dhambi imetawala.
Even in the lives of believers.
Hata kwa maisha ya
may God help us.
Mungu atusaidie.
That we shall overcome.
Ya kwamba tutashinda
every form of sin.
Aina yote ya dhambi
in this life.
Katika maisha.
Because sin will always break.
Kwa sababu dhambi kila wakati italeta.
It will always break.
Itavunja.
That fellowship which is between us with God.
Ushirika Mungu kati yetu na Mungu.
Sin will break that fellowship.
Dhambi itavunja ushirika.
Sin will break that relationship.
Dhambi itavunja uhusiano.
Which is there between us with our God. Sin made Adam and Eve to be excommunicated from the Garden of Eden. I pray that God will help us. We shall purpose to live a holy life because we are living in the last of the last days. And I want to tell you, if we shall not be careful, we might end up serving God and we end up in hell. The Bible is very clear in the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 21 that many will come saying, Lord, 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 I did ABC, I performed miracles, I did 1, 2, 3, but the Lord will tell them, I don't know you. I want to pray that God, I pray that God will help us, that we shall purpose to live a holy life. At the place of work, you shall live a holy life. At college, at school, in the church, we shall purpose to live a holy life. When people are there or not there, we shall purpose to live a holy life. Sin is like cancer. It will eat up. Sin is like leprosy. It will eat you up. It will eat me up. I pray that God will help us, that we shall live for Christ in this end time. Because the way of sin which is at work, if God will not help us, itatufanyia kabisa dhambi. Wende kwa uimbaji, dhambi. Wahubiri, dhambi. When Benny came to Kenya, it was a moment of healing for this nation. Because of what men of God had done. They had mistreated foreigners preachers, foreigners preachers.
Waliwashika vibaya wale wageni,
mistreated, kutesa.
Waliwatesa.
There was one incident.
Kuna tukio moja
of another man of God from Tanzania.
Mtumishi mmoja wa Mungu kutoka Tanzania.
He is known as Apostle Dunstan Maboya.
Anajulikana kama Dunstan Maboya.
There was a time he used to come to Kenya.
Kuna nyakati alikuwa anakuja Kenya.
And he had held several revival meetings and conferences.
Alikuwa na mikutano ya ufufuo mingi na mikutano.
And one day,
na siku moja,
after he had wound up one of his revival meetings,
baada ya kumaliza mkutano wake mmoja wa ufufuo,
and he had gone where he used to put up,
na alikuwa ameenda mahali alikuwa analala,
men came,
watu wakakuja,
and they told him they have been told by so and so to come and go with him.
Akamwambia tumetumwa na fulani twende na wewe.
When he heard
aliposikia
that it was the name of Bishop so and so,
ni jina la askofu fulani,
he decided to follow them.
Akaamua kuwafuata.
And he was put inside a Mercedes Benz.
Akawekwa ndani ya Mercedes.
And what happened?
Ile kilitendeka.
As they were going,
walipokuwa kienda,
he was sedated. To be sedated. Kuwekewa dawa ya kukufisha mtu wakati ambapo anafanyia operation. To be sedated. He was sedated.
Akawekewa hiyo dawa.
And to make the matter worse, after he was sedated,
baada ya kuwekewa hiyo dawa,
he was taken to the border of Kenya and Tanzania.
Akapelekwa kwa mpaka wa Kenya.
But before reaching there,
lakini kabla ya kufika pale,
these people, they were very evil.
Hawa watu walikuwa wabaya.
They bought a coffin,
wakanunua jeneza,
and they decided to put that man of God inside that coffin.
Wakaamua kuweka mtumishi wa Mungu ndani ya jeneza.
Wickedness of the highest order.
Mungu wa hali ya juu sana.
Maboya huyu ambaye wangapi, I think James, you have heard of him. Hata amekuwa kichwa na Archbishop Harrison sana. Akawekwa kwa sanduku ya maiti. And after that, he was taken to Tanzania, and he was dumped in the forest. These people, they had taken his money, his passport, his belongings, whatever he had, it was taken. It was by God's grace that God decided to send someone. And it happened that he passed through that forest. And when he saw a coffin, he got alarmed, or he got shocked. And he wanted to know, hii sanduku ilikuja hapa kufanya nini? I tell you, it was a very terrible and bad incident. Na hiyo wakati ndio ilifika wakati ambapo dawa ile ambayo ilikuwa imepuliziwa ikawa imekwisha. Kwa hivyo, this man of God was crying from the coffin. Tayari sanduku imepigiliwa misumari, hawezi kutoka. Mike, imepigiliwa misumari kama mtu ambaye anaenda kuzika. Sasa huyo ambaye alikuwa amepita akawa anasikia mtu ambaye he was crying for help. Huyu akajiuliza, kwani sanduku iko na mtu ambaye ako hai? That is how he was rescued. He could have died. And they were doing this because of money. Someone like the late Yogicho. He came to Kenya, called by one of the bishops. By then, he was called 43 million Yogicho, who has the biggest and the largest church in the world. He wanted to open a branch here in Nairobi. 43 million. He came and he came to drill boreholes in those sides of Kajiado. And he was called. One borehole which was costing 2 million to 2.5. They were asking him for over 10 million for one borehole. Over 10 million per borehole. This is sin and also wickedness of the highest order. I pray that God will help us. How many believers they have died in the hands of other believers? How many men of God they have died in the hands of other men of God? Someone like Ilagosa, he was poisoned by fellow pastors and he died. Watu walikuwa wanamsikia Ilagosa. Poisoned by fellow men of God. I pray that God will help us. We are living in a wicked generation. We are living in a generation